Hi everybody, in this video we will be discussing about how to get the next element in a circular linked list. So given a circular linked list like this and an element, we have to return the next element in the circular linked list. So for example, if this is the linked list and 7 is the element, then we have to return 15, and the last element will not have a next element. So if the element given is 19, then we should return -1. So how we can implement the algorithm? The list and the element or the input for this particular algorithm, and we have to initialize temp to the first node, and we have to check whether temp's data is equal to the element. If temp data is equal to the element, then we have to return the data path of the next node pointed by temp. Otherwise, we have to move the temp to the next node till we reach the last node. As soon as we reach the last node, we can conclude that we have not got the element what we want. So we have to communicate failure. How we are going to communicate failure is we are going to have a global error flag, next error flag, and we have to set it. Because we are returning an element, whenever we are returning an element in a list, there is a possibility that there may be negative values. So we cannot return negative values, right? And last element do not have a next element, and the corner case that we have to consider is the empty list. So let's formally write the algorithm. The input for this operation or the function is going to be the list and the element, and if the list is empty, then we have to indicate failure to the callee function and return -1. Otherwise, declare a temporary pointer, initialize that to the first node and go till the last node. When you are not in the last node, we have to check whether the data of temp is equal to the element. Then we have to return the data part of the next node of temp and move to the next node. Otherwise, when we are out of the loop, we can understand that we have not got the element what we want in the list, so we can communicate failure. Let's implement this in C++. So I have copied the algorithm here, and let's implement. I need a temporary pointer, and if the list is empty, if is empty, we have to return next we have to set the next error flag. So first, at the entry of the function, let us reset it so that there is no side effect due to the changes what we make in other functions. We have to set it if the failure is met, and we have to return -1. Since this is object-oriented programming, the list will come implicit, right? The declaration is done, and we have to initialize temp to the first node. So you tell temp equal to head, while the next part of the temp is not equal to head, right? So while temp next not equal to head, that is when we are not in the last node, we have to repeat step number 5 and 6. So in 5, what we do, we check if the data part of temp is equal to the element, right? In that case, we will communicate failure. So next error flag equal to 1 and return -1. Sorry, this is the success case. So we have to return the next node's data. So temp next data, this is what we have to return, and we have to move temp to the next node. Otherwise, temp equal to temp next, right? And when we are out of the loop, we can understand that we didn't meet the value what we want. So next error flag equal to 1 and return -1. Okay, and I have called next function here, and I am checking the error flag. Okay, fine. So let's check the code, compile and check the code. Yeah, there is no errors. Let us execute and check. Yes, element is at position because I have given 1. The list contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after 1 we have got 2. Let me check next of 4. When we give next of 4, we should get 5, correct? When we give 5, I should get a error, right? Or as failure, right? Now we should see position not valid, right? So I will share the code in the GitHub. Thank you.